instant. Engineers have worked all night and are working right now to determine our path forward. But I have made it clear with our local, state, and federal partners that any unnecessary bureaucracy or delays are not happening here. Losing the stretch of the 10 freeway will take time and money from people's lives and businesses. It's disrupting in every way. Whether you are talking about traveling to and from work or your child care plans and the flow of goods and commerce, this will disrupt the lives of Angelenos. So I will not settle for anything other than a rebuilding plan and a timeline that becomes a new model for speed. So I'm taking a three-pronged approach. Number one, ensuring that we are coordinating a comprehensive plan from the city's traffic center and our emergency operations center to address the traffic impacts of this closure with our local, state, and federal partners. Getting the 10 freeway up and running as fast as possible and bringing accountability to that effort. And finally, providing updated and detailed information to ensure that our communities and commuters are well informed every step of the way. You might have heard from us last night. We reached out to people. We took extra steps to reach out to people. There was a wireless emergency alert that you probably received last night. We did announcements on Nextdoor. I even did an Instagram Live. The impact on all travelers, you can check your travel navigation apps, and we would encourage employers, if it is at all possible, to have your workforce work remotely. I want everyone to understand that we were acting urgently and we will not stop. I want to make sure that the city upholds our end of the bargain. To Angelenos, the most important things that you can do this morning are first, check your commutes. Unless you have to enter downtown, stay on the freeways. There will be clear signage routing you around the closure, and those routes are the best way through. If you have to pull onto surface streets, make sure you visit emergency.lacity.gov to be aware of the surface street routes that we have established to move traffic in the best way. Please also consider transit. You can find that information at metro.net or call 511 to find the route most convenient for you. If people remember when the earthquake collapsed the freeway in Northridge several years ago, 10 miles of the 405 was closed for Carmageddon, if you remember that. When LA faced a hurricane a few months ago, the combination of Angelenos working together and the city acting urgently, strategically, and with accountability, it avoided chaos. We know how to do this in LA, so let's do it again and work together. We came together a few months ago during the hurricane, a completely unexpected weather event. And obviously, this emergency was completely unexpected. And so I call on all Angelenos to stand together, to be informed, and to take the appropriate action. Thank you very much. And now I'd like to call on the Secretary of California State Transportation Agency, Tokes Amashaikan.
Thank you, Mayor. Appreciate your leadership and partnership in this effort. Good morning, everybody. Again, I want to start off with three brief things before I get into some quick information on our side of things on traffic from the state. Number one, this is the top priority for Governor Newsom. Governor Newsom was here all day yesterday with the mayor on the ground, and as all of you know, he declared a state of emergency on this issue. He's reached out to our federal partners to make sure that we get all the resources, any resources we need, and any hurdles that we may have related to process or environmental issues or financial issues to getting this roadway back open. He said it's absolutely top priority, and that means everybody in state government, it's all hands on deck for all of us to make sure that it happens. Number two, the state fire marshal is going to complete its investigation this morning. This is a part of CAL FIRE. That investigation, once it's complete, we will have a better sense of what actually led to this incident. I will say, however, that despite the fact that that investigation will be complete, doesn't necessarily mean that we will be able to give you all that information immediately. We will need to go through that information, and once it's prepared to be released to the media and to the general public on what actually took place, we will do just that. But we expect that investigation to be complete this morning. The hazmat assessment is also complete. A little bit additional hazmat work needs to be done, but a majority of the hazmat assessment is done. And so that means that the third part here, which is really key, our maintenance and structural engineers are able to do work. So if you're wondering whether or not there's any activity on the site of this incident as we speak, all through the night, through the morning, our maintenance and structural folks are there doing work. They've been able to get core samples. They're looking at core samples of the structure to see, again, what full condition the bridge is in, the bridge deck, and the columns. So a lot of activity taking place, and we will have more at the 10 o'clock and the 4 o'clock briefings that will happen today. As far as traffic goes, again, as the mayor noted, today is the first day back for commuters following the fire under the Santa Monica Viaduct on I-10. This is our litmus test. Did we reach everyone and convince them that they need to plan ahead and plan alternate routes? I know and I hope we did. We're laser focused. I appreciate the mayor's ability to be able to get a text message out. I live in Sacramento, and I got the text message here last night right here in LA. So I'm glad she was able to get that done. We're laser focused on making sure the commute goes as good as it can possibly go this morning. I want to thank CEO Wiggins, her and LA Metro team, LA DOT team, MetroLink for all the work that they've been doing with Caltrans to make sure we provide commuters alternate means of being able to get to work. We know, as the mayor mentioned, there are 300,000 people who normally travel the I-10. It's one of the busiest freeway corridors in the entire country. And so we want to make sure, again, that people have those options available to them as long as this roadway closure exists. Check your mapping services before you leave home. The Caltrans Quick Map app, Google Maps, Waze, and your other means of using apps to be able to commute. Also check your local traffic station as well. Caltrans, again, the mayor and I were here late yesterday encouraging the need to use transit to take the 5, the 110, and the 101 around the closure, or to telework if possible. We will need this to be able to relieve congestion and get people from Santa Monica to San Bernardino and back. As the morning progresses, we should have a better sense of how traffic will bear out through the day. But let me repeat in closing, we really need people to pay attention to the detour routes and to drive carefully during this period. This will be very key to any success that we will have with this challenge. Again, Mayor, thank you for the partnership. This is priority number 1 for us at the state, and we look forward to being able to get more resolutions on this challenge. Thank you. Good morning. Oh, up next, LA Department of Transportation General Manager Laura Rubio Cornejo. Laura? Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Secretary Mishakin. Good morning. My name is Laura Rubio Cornejo. I'm the General Manager of the Los Angeles Department of Transportation. You're joining us here this morning in our Advanced Transportation System and Coordination Center, otherwise known as ATSAC, where LDDOT traffic engineers have the capacity to actively monitor impacts of the closure of the 10 freeway and make real-time adjustments as needed. Our teams have been working hard throughout the night and ensuring that the major closures have minimal impacts on travel times. And that said, Angelenos should still prepare and plan ahead in advance of this week's commute. First, let me reiterate that if you are traveling in or around downtown Los Angeles, your best option is to travel by public transit. Consider taking the Metrolink system, the Metro, or another local public transit service provider. You can plan a trip by using the Metro Trip Planner on metro.net. However, if you must drive and your destination is outside of downtown Los Angeles, we urge you to remain on the freeway in order to avoid the local streets. You can transition from the 10 freeway to the 5, the 101, and the 110. If your destination is in downtown, you will need to access surface streets. So, for example, if you are a parent taking a child to any of the 6 public or private schools in the impacted area, our engineers have developed a detour map to ensure people can access their destination. So let me take a moment to walk you through briefly how best to access local streets and how to transition. So if you are traveling from the east on the 10 freeway, we urge you to consider exiting on 7th Street, which is right here. If you missed that exit, your last opportunity to exit in order to access local downtown streets will be at Santa Fe and Mateo. If you're traveling from westbound on the 10, we ask that you consider transitioning to the 110 freeway in order to access local downtown streets. If you missed that 110 transition, your last opportunity to exit in order to be able to access local downtown streets will be at Alameda Street. I will briefly translate that in Spanish while I'm at the board. Si está viajando del centro de Los Ángeles tomando el 10, por favor, considere su salida en la calle 7. Si por alguna razón no salen de la autopista en la calle 7, su última oportunidad de salirse de la autopista 10 para tener acceso a las calles locales en el centro de Los Ángeles va a ser en las calles Mateo y Santa Fe. Si está viajando del oeste usando la autopista 10, les pedimos que por favor hagan su transición a la autopista 110 para tener acceso a las calles locales en el centro de Los Ángeles. Si por alguna razón no hacen esa transición, su última oportunidad de tener acceso a esas calles locales va a ser en la salida a Alameda. You will notice that on our surface streets within the impacted area, we have deployed and positioned traffic officers to provide direction to motorists, and we have implemented limited direction-based closures to minimize traffic impacts. It is critical that drivers heed the signs and traffic officer instructions in order to maintain the safe movement of people through the impacted area. This morning, we will continually assess traffic conditions and deploy additional field resources as needed. We are coordinating closely with LAUSD and ensuring that all parents are able to take their children to school and that children who are walking to school on their own can arrive safely. This effort relies upon the cooperation of all Angelenos. Again, if you can take public transit, please do so. As the mayor has already suggested, if you are able to work remotely, please do so. But if you do plan to drive, plan ahead, give yourself plenty of time, and be mindful of others on the road. I will go ahead and make the statement in Spanish. Buenos días. Mi nombre es Laura Rubio Cornejo. Soy la gerente general del Departamento de Transportación para la Ciudad de Los Ángeles. Estamos aquí en el centro de tráfico donde podemos monitorar la situación en tiempo real y hacer ajustes como sea necesario. Aunque sea de eso, los tiempos de viajar van a estar impactados y les pedimos que por favor consideren tomar el tránsito público, ya sea el sistema de Metrolink, Metro o otro servicio de tránsito público local. Si tiene que viajar por carro y su destinación es fuera del centro de Los Ángeles, por favor manténgase en la autopista. De la autopista 10 puede cambiarse al 110, al 101 o al 5. Si su destinación es el centro de Los Ángeles, por favor tomen en cuenta las salidas y haga planes en anticipación para esas rutas que tenga que tomar. Para esos que viven en la área inmediatamente afectada, hemos despachado oficiales de tráfico para asistir con el tráfico. Estamos coordinando y en comunicación con el distrito escolar de la ciudad de Los Ángeles. Queremos asegurar que niños que tengan que atender la escuela puedan llegar en una manera sana y sin problemas. Les pedimos otra vez que si pueden tomar tránsito público, por favor hagan eso y planeen con anticipación. Pero si tienen que manejar a su destinación, por favor tengan paciencia, hagan planes y tomen en consideración peatones, ciclistas y tránsito que también comparten la calle. Muchas gracias. I would like to now introduce the Caltrans Deputy District Director for Division of Traffic, Rafael Molina.
Thank you, General Manager. Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Secretary. Good morning, everyone. I'm Rafael Molina. I'm the Deputy District Director for the Division of Traffic Operations at Caltrans here in Los Angeles. As we all know, there was a fire a couple days ago that caused significant damage to our structure and to our roadway on Interstate 10. As a result of that, Interstate 10 remains closed between the East LA interchange and Alameda Street. Caltrans is urging everyone, as the prior speakers have indicated, to avoid traveling to downtown LA, and particularly to the affected areas, if at all possible. If you must do so, please use transit. Avoiding this area will help those first responders, the individuals that are seeking to rehabilitate our structures, to do their job more effectively and efficiently. We are coordinating with LA DOT and Metro as they are providing additional enhanced services for transit to help ease the congestion, to help ease the challenges we're now facing. At Caltrans, we are using our changeable message sign, overhead message signs on our freeways to help provide motorists information they need to travel throughout the LA region. We're also using portable changeable message signs that will be placed along the freeway so you can get additional information there as well. In looking at the traffic data earlier this morning, I am somewhat pleased to say that the congestion was a little bit lighter than normal. However, please, if you don't need to be in downtown Los Angeles, please avoid those trips. Again, avoiding this area will help everyone do their job appropriately. And for those that need to be here, it'll ease their suffering as well. So just as a reminder, the General Manager spoke a moment ago with regards to the detours. So these are available here, as the Secretary mentioned earlier, as the Mayor mentioned earlier. You can also use your wayfinding apps to get up-to-date information. At Caltrans, we continue to monitor traffic both in the field as well as our Los Angeles Regional Transportation Management Center, and we are able to provide updated information as well with regards to the traffic that we're all experiencing. So again, if you don't need to be in downtown LA, I can't stress this much enough. Please avoid so, and if you do, please use transit, and please appreciate your patience and collaboration as we overcome this challenge that we now face. Thank you. Mayor.
I'd like to bring up the CEO of Metro, Stephanie Wiggins.
Thank you, Mayor, and thank you, Secretary Tomashakin, for your leadership on this topic as well. Good morning, everyone. I'm Stephanie Wiggins. I'm the CEO of LA Metro. And this morning, my message is to plan ahead, share the ride, and keep up to date with the latest information. I have the pleasure of highlighting the tremendous amount of transit that's going to be available for Angelenos to avoid the detour. So what we've done is we've taken the Caltrans detour map, as you all know. Caltrans has identified this area in red here as the closure area to avoid, and everything in green has been identified by Caltrans for the detour route. What we've done at LA Metro is we've overlaid the major rail network that people can use to avoid this detour, as well as highlighting some key buses that can keep people out of congestion. So you'll notice for the green, the detoured route, we have our E line from Santa Monica all the way through downtown LA and out to the San Gabriel Valley. We have our J line that also parallels a portion of the 110, completely avoiding the closure area. And we have our A line from Long Beach all the way to downtown LA and further, avoiding the closure area. These are some of the best transit options to avoid driving through the downtown area because of our cooperation and collaboration with LADOT. On the San Gabriel Valley side, Metrolink, our partner, is increasing service from Covina all the way to downtown. There'll now be 30-minute service all day. Additional trips, 6 round trips in total that Metrolink has added starting this morning to give people more choices to ride. There's also Metrolink from the 5. Metrolink operates the Orange County line and the 91 line. Again, passes through the closure area so you can avoid that traffic congestion. We also have partnerships with Transit in San Gabriel Valley, Foothill, that operates in the San Gabriel Valley, operates express buses called the Silver Streak along the 10 to Union Station. There are other transit partners in the region that you can use to avoid the traffic. We encourage you to use, again, all the wayfinding apps, metro.net. You can also call us at 323-GO-METRO for the latest information. Again, I want to echo having people listen to the mayor and all of the resources the city is providing. I want to thank Angelinos already because of last night is the indication. People are listening. Our parking structure at Union Station was full, Mayor, as people were parking at Union Station, getting on the trains to get to the downtown entertainment events for the evening. Let's keep it up, Los Angeles. We can do this.
All right, first question is going to be to Craig at KNX. Good morning. Mayor,
Good morning.
I want to, maybe this one question is for you, certainly. You were very emphatic about cutting red tape. Do you envision an executive director?
Oh, absolutely. If one is needed, it will be done.
And for Caltrans, best and worst case scenarios, so say they have to shore up or can shore up without demolishing. Can you give us kind of a timeline of what the best case scenario could be versus if they got to do a tear down and rebuild of any part of this?
Yeah, that's a very good question. That's what we're still trying to figure out. We're still under the process of trying to figure out how that's going to work. The shoring has actually gone up, though. If you're not aware, and this is probably news to some of you, the shoring for the bridge is up. They did that all through the night. And so within the next day or two, we'll be able to figure out the timelines. If it's going to be a full demolition, how long that's going to take. If it's going to be a repair under the existing conditions, how long that's going to take. All that's going to be determined within the next day or two. So that's ongoing. We're working on that right now. And the governor, by the way, is heavily involved in this process along with the mayor. Yeah.
Next question to Blake at AFI.
Yeah, you guys said that the state fire marshal is wrapping up its investigation into this. Any update on that investigation? Any more information as to what may have caused this fire?
Well, I know that we will be notified a little later today, and hopefully we will learn, but the investigation might be wrapped up, but it still might take some time before the information is disclosed. Let me also mention that the White House has also been very involved. Secretary Buttigieg called me Saturday evening, and he is sending the Federal Highway Administrator to come to the scene. So we'll be receiving him. I think it is tremendous that in the city that our federal, our state, our county partners, everybody is on board and understands the significance of this.
I do have one more question, if you don't mind. I hear you guys are mentioning that the Union Station parking lot is full. Given that I believe you quoted about 300,000 people could be impacted by this, is there going to be expanded parking for a lot of this public transit infrastructure?
Well, at this point, we do have capacity in other parking stations prior to Union Station, and we believe we have the capacity to handle people wanting to get on our system to avoid the traffic.
Any other questions, camera? All right.
Let me just say that as we receive information, we'll be keeping you up to date. We don't have right now another press conference scheduled, but we very well might. So please stay tuned. And thank you so much for keeping Angelenos informed.